What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Helps the brother out. And if you're watching, just go ahead and click that subscribe button and like. Helps me out. Cost you nothing. It's free. I greatly appreciate y'all. So, today's video, I'm not going to do a music reaction, but it is about a music figure in the name of Eminem. Someone say he's the GOAT of hip-hop. Some say he's not, some say he's top 5, top 10, but either way, he's in the top 10 at the least. He's definitely, I think lyrically, Eminem's number 1. But as far as music and just hip hop, I don't think he's number 1, but he's definitely, I think, top 5, top 6. That's my humble opinion of Eminem. Lyrically, nobody could touch him, all right? The guy can rhyme with orange, right? But this video is of him at a rally in Detroit for Kamala Harris. And he brings out President Obama. But he talks a little bit, and I've seen this clip, and I'm going to share it with y'all. Because to me, celebrity endorsements for presidential candidates, I don't know. I mean, I heard a thing recently that over in history, it doesn't really move the needle much as you think it would. But my take on it is why does all these celebrities and super rich people and public figures act like there's some effing moral compass for the average working class American? Like they get to endorse me like, yeah, this is what you should do. It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts when people buy into that shit. They're a human just like the rest of us. They're just rich and have, like him, he's created music and, you know, he's one of a kind. But it doesn't mean you get to tell everybody else what they should be doing, like during the freestyle he did years ago where he drew the line in the sand. Like, bro, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you have a lot of fans that are Republican conservative. A lot. Music is not just, there's not certain music like, oh, this is Republican music, Democrat music, libertarian music. Like everybody, there's a lot of people from all walks of life and political views that enjoy Eminem's music. And he draws the line in the sand because he's all emotional about Trump. He's got Trump, yeah, what do they call it? TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. It's a short video. Let's go.
Detroit. What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Yeah, like drawing a line in the sand, you effing hypocrite. Like this shit makes me think of Eminem. The line in the sand with Trump, and this just makes, screw the music, man. But dude, you're a brilliant mind to be lyrical the way he is, to make the music he has, the way he came into the scene. Brilliant. And you can't think more critical than this. You think Kamala is the one. Are you out of... This is what I hate, honestly, about the Democratic Party, dude. Now, there's people on both sides, right? We can all say that. There's people on both sides that do things that are not cool, that are unethical, all right? But the majority of what I've seen of censorship, people talking about, you know, people attacking people for being a Trump supporter. during the BLM riots a few years ago, there was a video, and they've probably taken it down because it's horrific, of people in the streets rioting. And there's this guy, they were like, there's a Trumper, get him. And they ran up to this guy and shot him. I'm not seeing people run and go, they're for Biden, they're for Kamala, shoot them. Now, I'm not saying there isn't hateful acts from both sides because they're deranged. But at the end of the day, the majority of what I see is coming from the left and the rhetoric and him, orange man bad, all this stuff, man. Like, especially now after Trump has already been in office for 4 years. All the checks and balances, he's not going to be a dictator. He can't. You cannot be a dictator in this country unless he got Congress and the Senate and all levels of government to support his act of not leaving, and that is not going to happen. You're not going to get all these branches of government to agree, which means that our founding fathers were absolute geniuses in the way they set our government up. Man, it just drives me nuts, dude.
I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Yeah, like going after Trump with using the justice system to get rid of a political opponent. You know, like that? For him speaking his mind?
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
Sick, dude. How much they pay you, Em? How much do they pay you? You really feel like the last about 4 years has been good and we need to keep that going, and that she's going to do a better job than Biden? She is the by percentage of people who like her, she is the worst VP in the history of this country. Most unliked VP. And somehow she's our saving grace for what's been going on these last 3.5, 4 years. When she is the sitting vice president, she is number 2 to Biden. I don't see how she can be the one that everybody has this confidence in her. I think these people are being paid. I think they're liars. I think that I just don't understand, Eminem, how you can be so smart and have all this money and influence and you know he knows people in high places. You know he probably knows a little insider information from time to time. And you still think that she's the one. You watch these interviews lately. You see the way she speaks. Her word salads. She never ever gives a direct answer. Here's the other thing. This is a woman who's standing up saying we're fighting for democracy, labeling Trump like calling him Hitler the other day. And I should do a clip about that. And after the man has already had 2 assassination attempts on his life, one he got shot in the ear. Some people say it's fake, which I think is absolutely freaking deranged to say it was set up. And you're still talking that, but you want to unite the country. That's their message. Unite. That's what Biden said. And then constantly going after MAGA Republicans like they're the worst people in the world. But not only on top of that, you say you're fighting for democracy, that Trump is a threat to democracy. He'll end this country. He's going to be a dictator. He's not going to secede power if he loses. He won't accept the results. Blah, 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 blah. Like the Democratic Party for over a decade, when they lose, has been saying that it was stolen. All the way back to freaking when Al Gore lost against Bush in the recount in Florida, which is Florida. The governor just happened to be Jeb Bush, his brother, which I thought back then was weird. Do I think Al Gore would have been a better president? No. Did it seem like he won and they recounted and then, it seemed fishy. And not long after that, we're in a war. So I don't know, man. It seems weird to me. That's why I vote for whoever I think is going to do the best job. I'm not Republican, Democrat. I'm more conservative Republican these days, I guess, but whatever. But the biggest thing, they say they're fighting for democracy. She's a plant. She got planted. There's no primary. All because they know they wanted her because she plays the game. She's a puppet. And I think there's like Gavin Newsom would have been a candidate that would smoke her in the primaries, but he's also a puppet, obviously, what he's doing with California. He's going to go along with the plan that they have. They just want to stay in power, not worry about fixing the country. They give over $1 billion of FEMA funds to illegal immigrants and then don't have money for flood victims. 2 hurricanes back to back. And we don't have no money for those people. But Trump is a clown when he raised millions of dollars for these people, showed up there on his own, and he's not even the president, but he's the bad guy. And Kamala gets over, we're going to give him $750. It's funny that amount comes up because that's basically what they were giving to the victims in Maui fire. The worst fire in American history. And they don't even get $1,000 to rebuild their lives when generations of people, they've been there for generations, lost their homes. And the government's trying to buy their land for what? To make a nice $1 million resort where only rich people can go? Because I went to Maui almost 3 years ago. I was in that location where the fire, everything was the worst. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous area. Lahaina, very beautiful. I swam with a sea turtle there. First time I ever snorkeled. Absolutely gorgeous. And it already, in that area, you can't get a place for less than $1 million. They want it to be exclusive. This is the administration that's been doing this stuff like that. And then she gets planted, no primaries, no voting. We don't get a say. That's not democracy. And then he gets up here because if she wins and the economy goes to shit, and it doesn't matter to him because he has more money than anybody could even imagine. All these people that have more money than you can imagine, they're not affected by this. We are. People that are trying to build our lives and have something and be stable, we're affected, which is the majority of the country. And then we got all these famous people, musicians, actors, political figures, getting up there and telling us, like we don't know what's going on, like we cannot see for ourselves what's going on, and telling us what we should be doing. Like Barack Obama shaming black men for the idea of a woman being in charge. Are you out of your effing mind? Like you all get to tell us what our morals should be and how we should vote. That's not democracy. I have not heard one Republican politician, and if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments section below. And yes, I'm fired up. Tell me in the comments section below the title of a clip, and I will go look for it. And if I'm wrong, I'll do a video on it. I haven't seen one Republican out there shaming a class of people for not voting the right way. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I think Eminem is out of his effing mind to get up there and endorse that woman who is fake, who is failing in all these interviews, who CNN and MSNBC are now having people who are pushing back against her in interviews, which has never happened before, because I think they're all sick of the fact that how is she in this position when she can't even give a direct answer about what she's actually going to do and lay out the plan that she says she has? Lay it out. Can't do it. Can't do it. And some of these things she says she wants to get done when she gets elected, if we elect her, do it now. Do one thing. Just do one minor small thing that would make you think, to make us think that you're actually going to do something. Because you've been the sitting vice president, number 2, and you've done nothing. And then just recently I want to change the way the border's flowing to make it look like they're going to do something. When you've already let in 20-something million illegals. And now for the last couple months, things have trended down as far as how many people are coming across, and that's supposed to make it okay? How about say you're going to get rid of all these illegals and send them back to where they came from and process these people correctly so that we don't have known terrorists and criminals murdering American people, raping and murdering women and children before they even get here, trafficking them, using them as mules, and then discarding of them. That's what's really happening. Do something about that. And then maybe people will start trusting that woman. But as of right now, she's cooked. Done. I think Trump's going to have close to 100 million votes this cycle. I think we're going to see the biggest turnout of voters ever. And I might be wrong, but I think this election is the most important election of our lifetime, people today. I'm 42 years old. This is the most important election of my lifetime, and people can fucking say, they've always said that. They've always said that. Yeah, well, in my lifetime, we were not on the verge of World War III. We did not have Russia and North Korea telling us, we will nuke you if you fuck with us. Drives me nuts, dude. Drives me nuts. We got all this chaos and division in our country. More than I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm not saying ever, I'm saying in my lifetime. In the last 40, 50 years, there's no one that can sit there with a straight face and tell me this is not going to be the most important election of our lifetime. Because we are losing this country at a dramatic rate. And it is not okay. All right, I'm done with my rant. I went on for long enough. I'm fired up about this, but hey, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. And if you're brave enough these days, I don't think it's very brave at all to say who you're voting for, to say what your political stance, or you don't even have to tell me who you're voting for. Who do you think is actually going to win this election and why? Let me know. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Hey, until next time, peace.
I've traveled so far, couldn't tell you how far. Feels as though I have been a million places at once. Many lives I have lived, many battles I fought and lost.